Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new on my channel, my name is Joviana De Jesus. Welcome, thank you for joining us. If you're not, welcome back. Today on my channel, we are doing this look right here, and the only thing that inspired it all was that my anniversary is coming up and I needed something that was sexy and sultry, but yet not over top, just because it's date night, it should be fun, and you know, should be fun. So I love the way that this look came out. I feel like the lashes are super sultry and pretty, and the lips are over the top, but yet they're bold and they're there and inviting. You know what I mean? So I will stop talking and get right into the tutorial. It's a really simple eye look. I hope that you guys like it. If you do and you want to find out how I got this look, just keep on watching. Ready to get started. I have eyebrows are on, eyelids are primed, and they've been set. And I'm very excited because we are using an oldie but a goodie. We're going to go into the Morphe 350M palette, which just has all the matte shades in it. And so like you saw in the intro, this is just a super glowy, bronzy, my version of what a very sexy date night appropriate look is. Men are just such interesting creatures, and the simpler the better for them when we go crazy trying to do the most. So we're gonna get started with this look, and we're gonna dip into a few of the shades here and just keep it very soft and very neutral. We're not gonna go too heavy into the eyes just because I want the lips and the skin to just take control, take over the whole look. So what we're gonna start with is this guy right here. There are no names, and I'm sorry about that, but this is like a taupe tan, light brown color. It is just a perfect crease shade. It blends well with other colors. You can do a colorful look with this crease shade, or you can keep it very natural and neutral like we are going to do today. So I'm just gonna start with putting this all over the crease area, from outer corner to inner corner, circular motions using a nice fluffy brush. Okay, so this is pretty good for the crease shade. We're gonna stop that right there, and I'm gonna go into a smaller blending brush. I'm gonna use the Morphe M441 brush, which looks like this, and we're gonna just start to deepen it up a little bit. And we're gonna go to the shade that is right below that one, which is right, where is it? Right here. So this is more of like a chocolate brown. Again, when you're going into a deeper color, you just want to grab as much as you can with the very tip of the brush, get rid of any excess, and then work a little bit at a time. That way you can blend as you go and you don't have a very chalky, inconsistent look. So I've got most of the color on the very tip of the brush, taking off any excess, and we're going to just keep all the darkness, all the depth in the outer corner and the crease area. So I'm not gonna bring this past like a third of the lid. We're just gonna keep it very much so on the outer part. The one thing about making the lips the focus of the look, guys, is that it might look very simple. The eye look might look very simple, but as soon as you put that lip and a pair of lashes on, it really all just kind of comes to life. So don't worry about it looking overly simple or it not being enough. Remember that you can always go back and add after you've got your lipstick on and you bronze in a full face, but okay, good. So we're gonna stop right there with this color, and then we're gonna go into the next shade, which is right below the one we just used right here. Be careful because you can see that this shade has lots of fallout, and that's not good. So we're gonna go right into this shade here, which is like a cool tone brown. Not so cool, not too warm, which I really like. That's a very unique shade. And so we're gonna go into a pointer brush that's like a blending brush still. This is the JH34. And I like this because of the tip. We're gonna need that here for this section. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to line my eyes using that brown eyeshadow and really build it and smoke it out. So I need a nice edge, which I like to use this guy for. I think I've done this once before with you guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up quite a bit on this brush And we are going to put that right up against the lower lash line, lower, not the top. And we are going to wing out that outer corner. I like to start by putting most of the product on the very lid so that it's very saturated there, and then smoking this out. And we're creating a shape here, so just make sure that you are sticking to your shape. I cannot express the fact that it has to be very light pressure. Like, I can't express that enough. Very light pressure. Don't go into heavy. This is very smoky, and with the smoky looks, it's all about blending, and it's all about how one color just fades into the other and then it fades into nothing. So just be aware of that. Okay guys, and this is something that I rarely do, but we're gonna leave the inner corner / lid shade matte. So what I'm gonna do is pick up a nice stiff brush, and we are going to pick up this shade here, which I used to set the lid before we got started, but I'm gonna just go back in and reinforce the color a little bit because we've got some other colors going on over that. And so we're just gonna brighten that up some again. This gives it more of like a classic feel, a classic look, which I feel is very sexy. Just keeping it nice and simple is very sexy. Because nowadays we can get so carried away and so excited with how creative and fancy we are, but we forget that sometimes the most complicated looks are the very simple ones. So, just like that, we're smoked out, feel sultry, I feel pretty sexy so far. So we're gonna stop with the eyeshadows, and we're gonna go on to, let's go to complexion. We'll leave the mascara and the lashes and things like that for the end. That way you're comfortable when we're putting on the rest of the makeup. So for complexion today, we are gonna go old school. I love the Hourglass Vanish stick. That is one of my favorite foundations. That is actually my go-to foundation when I have a date night or a special event. So we're gonna use that guy along with my old faithful Dr. Brandt Pores No More. And I'm actually gonna combine that with my Makeup Forever Step 1 Mattifying Primer. Now that we're switching over into the summertime, I find myself getting more dewy and more oily as the summer starts to come. So I like to reinforce my skin and my makeup by using a mattifying primer. This one by Makeup Forever is one of my favorite, if not. As far as higher end products go, I love that Makeup Forever First Step Mattifying Primer. It is amazing. I'm just gonna combine the two and put that all over my T-zone because that is where I get oil. And I wanna take a moment and just let you guys know that I do prep and prime my skin before we start any of these videos. I don't take the time to show you guys that in the videos because I wanna make the most of our time together, but I do wanna emphasize how important it is for you to take care of your skin, guys. Take care of your skin and your skin will take care of you. It is so important. So important that you do your skincare routine every morning and at night based off of your skin type. And so the other thing I want to do is use this Drunk Elephant De-Bronzy Sunshine Serum, and I'm going to use that on the rest of my face. Like I said earlier, I love a glowy, dewy, bronzy look. There's nothing sexier to me than that. So I'm going to apply that all over my skin, and it is going to give me like an instant glow, an instant tan, which is great because regardless of where I'm going, whether it's working out, beach, pool, I always cover up my face and I always get like tan everywhere else, and it's never even. So this kind of helps to make the gap smaller or even me out. So like I said, we're using the Vanish stick and I use the shade in Sand. And I'm gonna do something a little different. I always do it with my clients and I never do it on myself. And so what we're gonna do is, instead of doing all the lines all over the face like I typically do, and don't get me wrong, that's a very good way of getting a full coverage look and a flawless finish. This is a very good foundation. So what I'm gonna do is something a little different. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the foundation stick and apply it first to the areas where I know that I have some discoloration, like my cheeks, my nose, my forehead and chin, and then we're gonna blend out from there. I've been trying to do less lately, and I feel like it works better, especially now during the summertime. You want to use less products because that way it's a lot better for you as far as wear goes. And this is such a great foundation, you don't need a lot. I just have to get into the habit of less is more. And so what I'm gonna do is take a Morphe JH03, which is still a buffing brush, it's just got longer bristles, so I feel like it moves creams better. And we're gonna blend this out. Circular motions. And we're gonna work it to the surrounding areas, the surrounding skin. So we can move on to concealer, and for concealer, we are actually using a drugstore concealer that is an oldie, but definitely amazing. Amazing. It is like my ride or die concealer, and that is the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer in the shade Ivory. And so the Maybelline Age Rewind has a dark circle eraser serum built into it, and then this applicator is to die for. So we're going to apply that under the eyes and any areas where there's still a little bit of discoloration, blemish, or hyperpigmentation poking through. It is such a good formula. It is an affordable price. I've been using this for years, and they've got like a color correcting tone that's it's not peachy, it's like pinky almost, and it's got like a pearlescent finish to it that's gorgeous underneath foundation or even concealer to help color correct. So we're just gonna do the regular areas, and I'm kind of like stippling it on because it's a sponge. Okay, so we're gonna do this, and we're gonna blend this out using the Morphe Beauty Sponge. Okay, so once that is on, we are going to set just that small area underneath the eyes real quick. And I just want to do that with a little bit of my Hourglass translucent setting powder. Just set it, because we're gonna still use some cream products, and I just want to set this very inner corner. Right here. Now we're gonna finish up with the skin, and I'm gonna contour, cream contour first, and we're using the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Makeup Stick in Call Me Maple. So we're gonna put that a little higher than we would typically put our powder contour, so right above the area where we would normally do it. And I want to do glowy, so I'm going to go a little heavier than bronzy glowy, so I'm going to go a little heavier than I normally would, okay? And we're going to blend that out using the Real Techniques buffing brush right here. We're going to push that up. Up into everything, up into the skin, cheekbone. Just like that. Push it into each other. I'm gonna blend this out with the brush, and then I'm gonna push it into the skin with the sponge because it'll really help to marry everything together. Okay, so I'm gonna take our sponge, and we're just gonna push that into the skin some more. I often get asked which I prefer, a brush or a sponge, and I honestly use both on a regular basis just because to me, for what I use them, how I use them, they do different things. I like the brush to blend and to put all the colors together, and I like to push them together and to make them one with the sponge. So, bronzy, dewy. The only thing I'm gonna do is just take some, not apply it directly under my chin, but on the brush, and we're going to contour the chin out just a little bit, and we're gonna drag it behind the ear. Okay, great. And then what I like to do is with the same foundation brush, just kind of clean this up a little bit right here. No extra product, but it just helps to kind of clean up the edges a little bit, clean up our mess as we go. So far, so good. We can continue with powder products. And what I'm gonna do here to set the complexion before we start using more powders is whip out my NYX No Filter Finishing Powder, which is like a baked powder. I love this guy for a glowy, dewy finish because it helps me set, but it doesn't make everything flat. I'm gonna take a nice fluffy brush and get some product on it. And just set everything. Setting everything with a nice powder like this just helps the surface smooth out so that we can blend all the powders that are to come. And you see how it just gives like a very light glow? And again, this is based off of your preferences and your skin type. If you're someone who's oily, you're gonna get your oils naturally. Don't worry about glow or dewy or any finishes like that because your skin naturally does it. For me, I just like to make sure that it does it in the right places, not in the T-zone. So what we're gonna do next is we are going to grab our Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and using that same beauty sponge, we are gonna go into these two shades right here to help highlight using powders. We're gonna grab some and we're gonna push that into right here. And again, blend that out like you would your concealer. Pushing all the products into each other really helps to blend everything. Make it look skin-like. Anywhere where you put your concealer, you want to put this highlight powder. To help set everything. It gives it like a flawless filter. I love that technique. Ugh. Okay, great. So next we're gonna bronze, and I know that we typically use the shades in that Shade and Light palette, but we're not today. We are gonna keep everything glowy and dewy, so I'm gonna go into my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and we are going to use a fluffy brush, but smaller than what we typically use. So let's use this guy, and we're gonna bronze up the skin. I like it. We're gonna take a pause from the complexion for a quick second, and we're gonna go back into the eyes to finish them up. So to do that, let's go back into our palette, and we're just gonna do everything we did up top at the bottom using a nice fluffy brush. This is the brush I always use. This guy is the Luxie 231 brush, which looks like this. And we're gonna take our first two colors together, which is that tan and the warm brown, and we are going to just smoke out this lower lash line as much as possible. We want this to be sultry and sexy, so smoke it out however much you're comfortable with. I want to clean that up a little bit, so what I did was just put some extra powder here just to help me clean things up a little bit because it was getting a little too smoker for my taste, you know what I mean? So this will help me further define the shape out here. So we're gonna let that bake for a quick second, and we're gonna keep smoking this out. So what I'm gonna do next is pick up a nice stiff pencil brush and that last deep brown shade, and we are going to deepen this up some more. So let's just dust this extra powder off from here. Nice little trick to help clean our look up a little bit. Very nice. Love how it's looking so far. So let's go into highlight, and for highlight today we are going to use the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powder in Precious Petals. It looks like this, super pretty. And I'm going to take the larger of the three highlighting brushes that I have to help me kind of like create a glow moment here. So we're going to take it here. Oh yes. And here. And always remember, it's more like a C shape. It goes above the brow and into the cheek area, and then I just like to lightly dust it everywhere else, you know. And lastly, for the complexion, let's finish up with some blush. And for the blush, I do want to go a little rosy, a little pinky, just a little bit. Like, not too much. There's this color right here that's like a pale baby pink. That's what I want to use. There's like different blush on it, but I want to get off first. There we go. So just on the apples of the cheeks. And then blending that back. It's a very pretty put together look. I use that same highlighter, and we are going to put that in the inner corner. Just the inner corner, not the lid, not too high up, not too in, because we're keeping it matte. I'm sticking to it. But I do want that inner corner glow. Brow bone highlight. Oh, that's very pretty. We are going to use the Kiss Lash Couture in Teddy. And I am going to put a coat of mascara, put some lashes on, and I'll be right back to show you guys the finish. Okay, guys, so I'm back with lashes on, and you can tell that it totally took the look to a different level. Love the way that lashes can just change everything. I love it. One thing I do want to stop and mention is I tried this bad boy, which is the Nars Climax mascara for the first time. First of all, let's talk about this barrel, which you guys know I'm a huge fan of nice, full, large barrels because it just means less work for you, more volume, thicker. I really like this. So, I mean, even without these lashes on, I almost didn't put them on because I was so excited with how they looked. But anyway, so we're gonna do a bold yet like toned down type of look just so that we can meet my likes and my fiance's likes. And so what I'm using today is the Huda Beauty Lip Contour in Spice Girl and the matte lipstick in Joyride, which looks like this. So it's still a nude, which is my taste, but it is gonna be very bold, especially because this is a very deep brown, rich brown color. So what I'm gonna do is align my lips first, and then we'll put the lipstick over that. And I always fill about half of the upper and lower lip with the lip liner first, because it kind of creates like an ombre effect, and it helps me. It just helps me for whatever reason. So we're gonna try this lipstick out. Ooh, yes. That's it. Like there's not much that I have to do here. It's like literally done. That was the simplest. This formula is really nice, very nice. Love it. So this is it right here. This is the finished look, guys. I hope that you like this look. I like it. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the sexy. I'm feeling the sultry, the smoky. This is very date night appropriate, I feel like. But yet simple and whimsical, and just I feel like it was pretty easy too. The eye look was super easy. So this is the finished look. I hope that you guys liked it. I hope you guys had some fun with me. I am hoping to try out at least one more look. This isn't gonna be the definite makeup look for the anniversary dinner, but who knows, it might be. We'll try one more before this. But guys, I enjoyed spending time with you and trying these products out together. Some of them were new, and I hope that you guys did too. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the thumbs up button. That way you're notified of the upcoming videos that I'm gonna upload. I hope that you guys like the series so far. And I will stop rambling and let you guys go. So until next time, guys, thanks again.